Hello, everybody. It's Philip Lee returning with another episode of Civil War Chat. It is now 1st of April, 2021, April Fool's Day, a good day to talk about the Maryland State Senate. Um, what they've done, well, I'll go ahead and get started. Maryland's recent decision to abandon Maryland, My Maryland as its official state song shows how cancel culture deliberately misrepresents American history for political purposes. Although written in 1861 and officially adopted as the state song in 1939, only now does the state Senate vote unanimously to expunge it. They claim to be offended by lyrics such as, "The despot's heel is on thy shore, his torch is at thy temple's door. Avenge the patriotic gore that flecked the streets of Baltimore." Evidently, the senators only recently realized that the referenced despot is Abraham Lincoln. They fail to appreciate that retaining the song instead of erasing it is educational. It will, for example, prompt the insightful student to question why the state once considered America's most admired president to be a tyrant. After Lincoln's April 15, 1861 call for 75,000 troops to force the 7 cotton states back into the Union against their will, most of the remaining southern states that had earlier rejected secession reconsidered their decision. That's because they questioned whether the federal government had the authority to force any seceded state to return to a voluntary union. Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, and Arkansas were among the states that concluded coercion was unconstitutional, and consequently, they joined the Confederacy in a second wave of secession. At a special session that opened on the 26th of April, 11 days after Lincoln's call for troops to force the cotton states back into the Union, anyway, at that 26th of April, the session that opened on the 26th of April, Maryland's General Assembly also reconsidered her earlier rejection of secession, which was decisive. Although the Assembly passed a resolution in this session condemning Lincoln for violating the state's sovereignty, it declined again to secede. But instead, it adjourned on the 7th of August, agreeing to reconvene again on the 17th of September. This is again all in 1861. After the Confederate victory at the First Battle of Bull Run on the 21st of July, 1861, Southern sympathies gained influence in Maryland. As you might expect, people like to go with the winner, right? Another Confederate victory at Wilson's Creek in Missouri on the 10th of August strengthened the impression that the Confederacy might in fact win its independence. As a result, Lincoln worried that Maryland's 17th of September session, the forthcoming one of the General Assembly, might either pass resolutions to aid the Confederacy or even vote for Maryland to secede, notwithstanding that in the first session resolution claimed that the Assembly lacked the authority to secede. Nonetheless, he worried that, this time they might vote to secede because, again, the undecided politician tends to go with the winning side. And at that time, it was looking like the Confederacy was going to win. So although Maryland voters had chosen by free elections their legislators, Lincoln concluded that he would determine which legislators would be allowed to attend the September 17, 1861 General Assembly in Frederick, Maryland. He instructed the Union Army to prevent representatives suspected of holding Confederate sympathies from participating. By earlier suspending habeas corpus, despite the action being overruled as unconstitutional by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Lincoln enabled his army to arrest and hold legislators thought to be pro-Confederate. 31 were arrested. Others were deterred from attending the Frederick Assembly because they realized that if they tried to attend, they too might be arrested. Consequently, on the 17th of September, that session on the 17th of September collapsed for want of a quorum. While nobody can know whether Lincoln's usurpation prevented Maryland secession, at least one authoritative participant concluded that it did. Specifically, Assistant Secretary of State Fred Seward believed Maryland's September General Assembly would have seceded if the Army had not arrested suspected Southern sympathizers. He not only participated in the arrest program, but was also well connected to the top officials of Lincoln's administration. Fred, you see, was the son of Secretary of State William H. Seward. The expurgation of Maryland's state song erases history. It censors a poem that discloses tyrannical acts by America's most beloved president. Without the song, such acts would be even more unfamiliar than they are today. While such knowledge does not mean that Americans will reverse their opinion of Lincoln, it will enable them to have a better perspective on who he really was and understand that he was not as squeaky clean as legend represents. Mostly, however, I suspect Maryland's rejection of its state song is not an organic change, but is contrived. It is merely another example of pretended offense by narcissistic activists on behalf of an allegedly oppressed people that previously didn't give a damn about the song. The result is to erase history in order to deliberately misrepresent it. To learn more about this kind of thing, you can get Causes of the Civil War by Philip Lee. It's $22 at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Or if you want an autographed copy, you can get an autographed copy from me for $25. I will deliver for, free of postage here in the United States for $25. Email me, Phil, PHIL _Lee, LEIGH at me.com. Okay, that's our show for today, and thanks for watching.